Hey man, this is Chilly Billy Howell. A very foggy day in the Mississippi Delta. I think it's the 29th of December, 2021, coming pretty much to a close. Anyway, I'm always careful on Facebook about posting stuff that's political. I respect people that do, and I'm probably to the right of Attila the Hun, though I don't share that on that. For me, I don't think it'll make any difference. Plus, I can be rather caustic, so I try to just keep it pretty level. But I respect those who do. But I did share something to somebody's page today, and I never comment on anybody else's page. And particularly if I disagree with them. Why would I go crap on their page? Particularly if I know we disagree. And the internet is no place to break bread over serious issues. That needs to be done in person. Anyway, but I shared a funny video, I thought, in Spanish to two of my Spanish-speaking friends, kind of jocular about the president, but it was in Spanish. And of course, I got chastised by Facebook, but it just amazes me that any president prior or anybody was fair game. But so we live in an area or a time of a lot of censorship. It's troubling. So it made me think back on this book by Chuck Colson called The God of Stones and Spiders that I have on my shelf. I read it years ago. I read most of Chuck Colson's books and consider him, after C.S. Lewis, probably as the greatest thinker of the 20th century. And he had worked for Nixon as a special counsel, convicted during Watergate, became a Christian and a demonstrative one, started prison fellowship. Well, anyway, his writings are just incredible. He uses anecdotes and stories from history that I find fascinating. Anyway, this book, The God of Stones and Spiders, is just somewhat talking about how we in the affluent West had become pretty vacuous, and this was 1990. He was talking about Alexander Solzhenitsyn, who wrote the Gulag Archipelago. I think he won the Nobel Peace Prize. He moved to the U.S. and he spoke, I think it was at Harvard's 327th commencement. And he said that basically, he said, due to the spiritual vacuousness of the West and our affluence, or being so affluent, that we're becoming pretty base. And I think a lot of that played out. So if you look at some of these Russian writers, Dostoevsky and the brothers Karamazov said that when there is no God, crime is inevitable. There's no checks and balance. I think we see that today. But this book, The God of Stones and Spiders, is talking about, I think her name was Wen Ching or Chen Wing, Ching, C-H-E-N-G, and I can't remember her first name, but she had spent, I think, 7 years during the Cultural Revolution in China, Mao's revolution, when they just killed millions of intellectuals, anybody that did not toe the Communist Party line. She spent 7 years in jail, used, beat, and basically, she realized that there was a God in prison when all of a sudden one day she looked up and saw a spider web and just the intricacy of it. She thought, how could evolution have produced that? A God must have equipped that spider to make that intricate web to catch food. And then her tormentors constantly were telling her there is no God, so she figured, somebody talking that much about something doesn't exist. It probably does. And then she found out. It's just, I think, a good way for us to look at life today. If somebody's beating a tom-tom and censoring us and everything, it just requires a little deeper look-see. Like Reagan said, trust but verify. Y'all have a good day. Cheers and happy 2022 coming up. It's a beautiful day in my neighborhood. A beautiful day in my neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor?